All right, so picture this. You listening right now, building $1 billion business. $1 billion business. And the crazy part is you don't need any experience to do it.
And the secret sauce, AI. Artificial intelligence is changing the game. And our deep dive today is all about exploring a blueprint, a guide that claims to show how anyone could potentially build $1 billion business with AI.
No experience necessary. That's what's so fascinating about this, right? This guide we're looking at lays out a plan for creating a viral YouTube podcast centered on this idea. They call it the AI blueprint to build $1 billion business, no experience needed.
Catchy title. It gets right to the point.
Yeah, super catchy. So what we're going to do today is break down this blueprint, really examine it piece by piece. We'll pull out the most important insights and see if we can figure out what actionable steps, actual things you could do are hidden within this framework.
It's a deep dive into the methodology. We're looking at the how, not necessarily guaranteeing the outcome. It's crucial for our listeners to understand that.
Exactly. No guarantees, but it's certainly a thought-provoking concept. And who knows, maybe there's some real gold in these hills. So let's jump in, shall we?
One of the first things the guide stresses is the importance of that first impression, making sure people actually click on your video in the first place.
Yeah.
They really hammer home the absolute necessity of a killer title and a really eye-catching thumbnail.
Yeah, especially on a platform like YouTube, right? You're competing with millions of other videos.
Millions! It's insane how much content is out there,
Right.
so you've got to grab attention right away. The guide even gives some specific examples of titles that are designed to be super magnetic. One is the AI blueprint to build $1 billion business, no experience needed.
Straightforward and hits those keywords.
It does. And then there's how to build $1 billion business with AI, even if you're a beginner. What do you think about that one?
I think it plays on that fear of missing out. Like, even if you're a beginner, implying anyone can do this. Totally. It lowers the barrier to entry, making it feel achievable. Oh, and then there's this one. The ultimate AI business blueprint, from zero to billion-dollar empire.
Ultimate blueprint? That sounds pretty comprehensive.
It does, right? Like they've cracked the code. So what's interesting is how these titles all tap into those big ambitions and then immediately address those common anxieties.
Right, the fear of not knowing enough or not having experience.
And the guy emphasizes that the thumbnail is equally important. They suggest bold visuals. Think an AI robot representing the tech, or maybe a graph, one of those sharply rising graphs that screams success.
That classic visual shorthand for growth. Everyone understands what that means.
Exactly. Or even a futuristic cityscape, something that evokes innovation and the future.
Yeah, it's all about tapping into those visual cues that represent progress and possibility.
And then on top of those visuals, you add short, punchy text. Stuff like billion-dollar AI business or no experience needed. And again, make it big, make it bold.
It has to jump out at you, especially when you're scrolling through a sea of thumbnails.
Sea of thumbnails. So, okay, you've got someone's attention, they click on your video. Now, how do you keep them hooked? Well, the guide gets into the nitty-gritty of structuring the actual content, making sure it's clear, actionable, and engaging.
It's all about providing value and keeping viewers invested.
And it starts with a strong hook, a really attention-grabbing opening line. The guide even provides an example, something like, what if I told you that you could build $1 billion business using AI even if you have zero experience? Today, I'm revealing the exact blueprint to make it happen.
Bold statement. It's a promise of insider knowledge, something exclusive.
Exactly. It's designed to make you lean in and want to hear more. So then they suggest breaking the podcast down into clear sections. The first one is all about laying the groundwork, titled Why AI is the Future of Business.
It's essential to provide context, to explain why this is even worth considering.
Right, why AI matters. So in this section, they recommend talking about the transformative impact AI is having on different industries, showing how it's creating tons of new opportunities. And to make this feel real, not just theoretical, they suggest using concrete examples.
Real-world examples ground the concept and show that this isn't just science fiction.
Exactly. And they specifically mention showcasing existing AI-driven businesses that are already worth billions, like OpenAI and DeepMind.
Yeah, those are big names. They lend credibility to the idea that AI can lead to huge success.
Absolutely. And then to further drive the point home, they recommend using visuals like charts and graphs and statistics that really illustrate AI's rapid growth and economic power.
Visuals make information more engaging and memorable.
They do. It's like, look, here's the data. This is happening now. So now we get to the heart of the blueprint. The AI business blueprint step by step.
This is where the rubber meets the road, right? The practical steps involved.
Exactly. And they break it down into 7 clear steps. Step 1 is all about finding a problem, a real-world problem that AI can solve.
It all starts with identifying a need, something that people are struggling with.
And they highlight areas like healthcare, education, and e-commerce as examples of fields ripe for AI solutions,
Those are fields where AI is already demonstrating its potential.
and where there's a lot of potential for growth and impact, right? Okay, so you found a problem, now what? Well, step 2 is all about leveraging no-code AI tools.
This is where things get interesting, especially for those who might not have a tech background.
Right, this step acknowledges that not everyone is a programmer. So the guide introduces the concept of these user-friendly platforms that allow you to build AI solutions without needing to write code. They even mention specific examples like ChatGPT, Jasper, and Bubble.
Those are some of the more popular no-code platforms that have made AI development much more accessible.
They've really lowered the bar for entry. Step 3 builds on this idea by emphasizing the importance of building a minimum viable product, or an MVP.
The MVP approach is all about creating a functional but simplified version of your product as quickly as possible.
The idea is to get something out there, test it, and see if it resonates with your target audience.
It's about validating your concept and gathering feedback early on.
Exactly, before you invest tons of time and money into something that might not work. Step 4 is all about taking that MVP and getting real feedback from real customers.
Customer validation is crucial. You need to know if people actually want what you're building.
So they suggest methods like surveys, landing pages to gauge interest, and beta testing programs.
It's about gathering insights and making sure you're building something people actually need and will use.
And then step 5 gets into scaling your business. It's called Scale with Automation and AI. And it's basically about using AI itself to streamline and automate various business functions.
Like marketing, sales, even customer service.
It's fascinating, right? Using AI to grow your AI business. And they mention tools like HubSpot, Zapier, and AI-driven advertising platforms to help you do this.
These are powerful tools that can help you reach a wider audience and optimize your operations.
Absolutely. And step 6 tackles the money question.
Ah, yes. Monetization, the essential element of any sustainable business.
Right, you've got to figure out how to actually make money. So the guide explores different revenue models like subscriptions, licensing your AI tech, or using a freemium model where basic features are free and users pay for premium features.
The key is to choose a model that aligns with your product and target audience.
And then the final step, step 7, is all about building a community around your brand.
Creating a loyal following that's invested in your success.
Exactly. And they suggest leveraging social media, content marketing, and even AI-powered tools to foster interaction and build a strong community.
A thriving community can be a huge asset, providing valuable feedback and support.
Okay, so the blueprint lays out these 7 steps. But then the guide goes a step further by showcasing real-life examples of AI businesses that have already achieved that billion-dollar valuation. They revisit OpenAI and DeepMind, but this time they delve into their early journeys, their strategies for growth, and how they ultimately reach such massive scale.
Studying successful examples can provide valuable lessons and inspiration for aspiring entrepreneurs.
Absolutely, it's like learning from the best. But the guide also wisely includes a section on common pitfalls to avoid.
Because let's be honest, there will be challenges and potential mistakes along the way.
For sure. So they caution against things like overcomplicating your product, ignoring customer feedback, or underestimating the costs involved in building and scaling a business.
Those are some of the most common mistakes entrepreneurs make.
And they can be costly. So it's wise to learn from the mistakes of others. Now, beyond the actual content of your podcast, the guide also emphasizes the importance of how you present that content. They call it the art of delivery and discovery. And they really stress the need for passionate, clear delivery.
Enthusiasm is contagious. If you're excited about your message, it will show, and people will be more likely to listen.
And they recommend using straightforward language, especially when explaining complex AI concepts. Nobody wants to be bogged down with jargon.
Keep it simple, make it understandable, and people will stay engaged.
And they suggest using relatable anecdotes, personal stories, or case studies to make the information more engaging and memorable.
Stories connect with people on an emotional level and make abstract concepts more tangible.
And then comes the all-important question of how people will actually find your content.
Yeah.
So the guide delves into YouTube SEO.
SEO is key to getting your content seen by the right audience.
And they cover everything from optimizing your title, which we've already talked about, to writing a compelling video description that includes relevant keywords and a clear call to action. They even provide a sample description. In this video, I reveal the step-by-step AI blueprint to build a billion-dollar business, even if you have no experience. Learn how to identify problems, leverage no-code AI tools, and scale your business with automation. Watch now and start your journey to success.
That description hits all the right notes. It's concise, clear, and uses relevant keywords.
It does, right. It tells you exactly what the video is about and encourages you to take action. And then there's the importance of using relevant tags like AI business, billion-dollar startup, no-code AI, and entrepreneurship.
Tags help YouTube categorize your video and make it easier for people to find it when they're searching for specific topics.
So you've got great content, it's optimized for search, but how do you get the word out? Well, the guide suggests a bunch of different promotional strategies. One of the key ones is sharing short, attention-grabbing clips on other platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn.
It's all about meeting your audience where they are and giving them a taste of what you offer.
Exactly. And then they talk about the power of collaboration, partnering with influencers or other content creators in the AI or entrepreneurship space to tap into their existing audiences.
Collaborations can be a win-win for everyone involved, exposing your content to a wider and more relevant audience.
They also remind us that good old-fashioned email marketing is still super effective. Sending out an email to your subscribers whenever you release a new episode, using a compelling subject line to entice them to click and watch.
Email is a direct line of communication with your audience, and it can be a powerful tool for driving engagement.
And then, of course, there's paid advertising. They suggest considering platforms like YouTube or various social media channels to boost your visibility, especially when you're just starting out.
Paid advertising can give you a targeted reach that could be really helpful in the early stages of building your audience.
Okay, so now for a little secret sauce. The guide talks about the importance of creating a viral hook, something that will really capture people's attention and make them want to share your video. They even give an example. Did you know that AI is expected to add $15 trillion to the global economy by 2030? In this video, I'll show you how to claim your share of that wealth, even if you're a complete beginner.
That's a powerful statement. It combines a mind-blowing statistic with a direct appeal to the viewer's self-interest.
It does, right? It's like, whoa, there's a huge opportunity here and I can be a part of it. But even the best content won't go far if the production quality is poor. So the guide stresses the importance of high-quality production values.
People are much more likely to watch and engage with content that looks and sounds professional.
Absolutely. So they recommend paying attention to your lighting, making sure you have crystal clear audio, using stable video footage, and putting some effort into editing. That means removing awkward pauses, adding background music, and incorporating visuals like text overlays or B-roll footage.
Those little touches can make a big difference in the overall viewing experience.
They do. And finally, the guide emphasizes the importance of engaging with your audience, encouraging them to participate. They suggest things like asking viewers to leave comments, incorporating polls or quizzes into your videos, and even creating challenges to foster a sense of community.
Engagement is key to building a loyal following. When people feel like they're part of a community, they're more likely to stick around.
And to really make the most of your content, the guide recommends repurposing it into different formats. So you could take key takeaways from your podcast and turn them into short, snappy videos for platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, or YouTube Shorts.
Repurposing your content allows you to reach a wider audience on different platforms.
You could also write a blog post or a LinkedIn article that dives deeper into the AI blueprint, or even create a downloadable resource like a checklist or a step-by-step guide.
Providing additional resources adds value for your audience and can help you build your email list.
And finally, they stress the importance of analyzing your YouTube analytics to see what's working and what's not.
Data is your friend. It can tell you what content resonates with your audience, what keeps them engaged, and what you might need to adjust in your strategy.
So to sum up, this AI blueprint for creating a viral podcast is really a blueprint for building an entire content strategy around this idea of using AI to create a billion-dollar business.
It's a comprehensive approach that covers everything from content creation to promotion and audience engagement.
And whether or not you actually believe in the possibility of building a billion-dollar business with no experience, there's a lot to learn from this blueprint. So here's something to think about. What problem do you see AI uniquely suited to solve, and what small steps could you take today to explore that possibility? Or maybe, thinking beyond the billion-dollar dream, what aspects of this content strategy could you apply to your own goals and interests? That's something to chew on as we wrap up our deep dive today.